All right. Okay. So good evening. Thank you for joining me to review this book, "Making It Big" by Femi Otedola. So the book is actually um, worth reading. It's alive in business and containing, for me, it's an idea generation book, money management, a lot of experience when it comes to how to start managing um, different things in business. So from here now, I've highlighted some of the lessons we can learn. We're not going to be reviewing all of the books, all of the book today, but we're going to be picking out 5 lessons to learn from. So I think it's from the starting, from the first page, which is page 1 to, I'll be reviewing from page to page coming. So I'll be reviewing from page 1 to page 38. So I'll be reviewing from page 1 to page 38. So I've highlighted some of the lessons we can learn from there. So from there, we'll take it up. So number 1 is build, which is what I called, he actually built from interest. So I said here that Femi Otedola did not follow crowd. He followed his interest, and that's changed everything for him. So in the book, he said that my interests were definitely not in academia. All I wanted to do was to get involved in business. So that was what he said. So that wasn't just a statement, actually. It was a moment of self-realization, someone coming to realize what he wanted to do. He recognized where his energy truly belonged. Many people try to build their lives around trends and expectations, forgetting that real growth begins where genuine interest lies or genuine interest lives. For many of us, or for some people, it could be a skill, a trade, even academic education. I said here that interests vary. Okay. So according to a study from Stanford University School of Education, found that people who pursue goals aligned with their genuine interests show higher motivation, deeper creativity, and greater persistence over time. Okay, so when your interest drives you, effort feels lighter and consistency becomes natural. So we can take a moment to ask ourselves from there that, are we truly building, or am I truly building my career, my life on my interest, or I'm just following the crowd or the trend? So that's number 1, which is capacity or something built on interest. So he actually built on interest. So that was what is in the introduction part. He showed us how he typically built on interest, not an academic person. It's just said how all I wanted to get involved in was business. So that's number 1. Okay. So number 2 is you go all out, or you go all out for your dream. Okay. So if your dreams or your ambition or your interest or business or your trade or your skill truly matters to you, you don't hold back. You don't hold back, to do what truly matters. Okay. So Femi Otedola once sold his house, value for over 40 million naira, just to raise capital, fund now, for his diesel company, Zeno. That was something commendable and something to learn from. He had a growing business, yet he was willing to give up comfort to go all in his own, to go all out for his own vision. So many people want success actually, but only few are ready to make the kind of sacrifice that success demands. Otedola did not just have a dream, he had conviction. He believed enough in what he was building to take bold financial risks, because for somebody to sell, his house to go and rent another house to live for a growing business, that was a huge financial risk, worth over 40 million naira, just to raise capital for his growing business. Okay, so, and bet on himself. He sold his house. He was willing to go all out for his business. So he sold his house, went to get a rental apartment. Then, so that was why I said it was a very huge financial risk for him. So I now further to research. Study from Harvard Business Review showed that entrepreneurs who invest deeply, emotionally, and financially in their vision often perform better, because commitment creates focus and accountability. So if you have a dream and a value to offer, don't stay halfway in. Go all out for it. And that's the lesson we could pick from there. Because when you truly believe in what you're doing, it will start yielding. By the time we make um, um, such business investments, just like we have seen in the book, and that's what look at what we have today. Look at what he has built today. So based on that, he was able to sacrifice, his comforts for his business. So that's number 2. All right. So number 3, problems are not always negative. Oftentimes, they are the same. I'm going to explain what I meant here from the book. The difference between a problem and an opportunity is simply how we choose to see it. Okay. Sorry. At some point, Otedola was comfortable, like he was living very well, living fine, just making a living through his company, Centerforce. So Centerforce was a business that started um, as a financial lending company. So he started the business. He got the idea from when these money bank people collapsed, because at that point people were investing in investing their money in this gambling and all that stuff like that, wonder money. So when that businesses collapsed, so he realized that people needed money, and he started lending, started giving people loans. So that was what he was doing in Centerforce, and I was very comfortable, and the business was doing very well. Okay, so but when Nigeria began facing serious power supply challenges, he noticed something other missed. Home and factories desperately needed diesel actually. So instead of complaining about the problem, he built his solution, Zeno Petroleum and Gas Limited. So that was the beginning of Zeno Petroleum and Gas Limited. So it was the moment where there was scarcity. So from there, we could see how he was able to see opportunity. He has eyes for details and eyes to see opportunity. So he turned problem to opportunity and was able to build a company. So a company was literally built on a problem which he saw as an opportunity. So that was a very wonderful lesson to pick from there. So that was so that was just something to learn from. That single shift from seeing problem to spotting opportunities changed everything for him. I said earlier that he built Zeno on that problem, which we could see it as a problem, but then now it is turning to opportunity. So next time we face a problem, as we call it, we should not rush. So the lesson here is that we should not rush to complain. No, we can pause and ask, what is the opportunity? What opportunity is hiding inside or hiding in this problem or hiding in this situation, generally speaking now? So because every problem carries a seed, and those who find it grow the future. That's number 3. All right. So number 4 is diversify, never get comfortable. So that's the lesson number 4. I said here that your first business is not your final destination. Okay. So we because the thing is that from this book now, Center Force was not his first business. In fact, he started from a very small business, cutting of nails from his dad's parlor. When visitor comes around, come around, actually, he will cut nails from them. In fact, he has his own place where he was cutting nails for people, saving the money, cutting nails for people. From there, he started Center Force. From there, he started Zeno. Now, the thing is that another lesson we could pick from here is that all of his businesses, actually, unlike many people that say today that he's rich and this and that, but the background of all of his business is that he builds them on opportunities. I mean, he's someone rather that can easily see opportunity in something. Maybe somewhere just see opportunity. Oh, what can I do? What can I do? So, and that is what many people need to, or some of us, or many of us now need to learn about this this man actually. Okay, so I said that diversify, never get comfortable. Okay, so your first business is not your final destination. It is a seed for everything that comes next. Okay. After running Center Force, Otedola could have stayed comfortable because Center Force was doing very, very well. Okay, was giving loans to people. In fact, at that point, within that business, he was even selling cars. So he was comfortable doing very well. Okay, so he could have just settled for Center Force and say, okay, since we are borrowing people money and we have businesses, partners we are dealing with, okay, fine, let me just stay with that. And today, we're not going to be having his name on Forbes as a billionaire, even in dollars. Okay, so, but he did not use what he built as a foundation. Yes, he used what he has built as a foundation, rather, for something bigger. He once said, I started Zeno from my savings. So the money was getting from Center Force. In fact, by the way, I forgot to mention that the money he was able to save from trimming of nails, like we used to call it today, pedicure and manicure. He saved the money. Part of the money was used to started Center Force. Now the same thing, he repeated the same thing for Zeno. So part of the money that was saved from Center Force, he used it to start Zeno, even though, that was when the business was really growing, when the business was fast growing, that was when he now thought about selling his, and of course, he took loans at some point. But then that was when he now thought about selling his house. What about 40 million naira? So that was when I said, oh, that was a very huge financial risk. Okay. Because business can be funny at times. You don't know what the outcome might be, of course. Okay. So I started Zeno from my savings. And, I've read a book where the author quoted that a part of what you earn is yours to keep. And Otedola demonstrated that principle here. I think he's the richest man in Babylon. So a part of what you earn is yours to, whether it is business we are doing, or whether it is, what's it called now? We are working in an organization, whether it's anything at all. Part of what we are earning is yours to keep for something very big. In fact, the author said that you should pay yourself first. That's not being selfish, actually. So, but don't let me just, sorry for the digression. Okay, so I continue. Said that I once started Zeno from my savings, about 15 million naira. That savings came from my first business, Center Force. I mean, that's what many people need to learn today before they think about his sources, before they think about, he bought this, he bought that, he was spending this. No. This man is a man of principle. Look at that. Look at the principle of saving, how saving saved his life, and how he was able to build something on his saving based on opportunity he perceived regarding the problem that was existing then, facing Nigeria and diesel supply. Okay, so he understood a simple principle. Your early win and savings are not meant to be trophies. Okay, they are meant to be seed. That is, they are meant to be invested. Research from London Business School, LBS now, shows that entrepreneurs who diversify into related industries build stronger, more sustainable growth over time, because diversification multiplies opportunity and reduce risk. Diversification multiplies opportunity and reduce risk. Okay, so but then there's another thing to learn from here, that he didn't diversify at the early stage of Center Force, because many people diversify at the early stage, but Otedola did not die. If we actually pick up the book and read, you will see that he grew his business one after the other. He was not doing Center Force while he was doing Zeno. No. He didn't do that. He started one, grew it, saved it, because for somebody to have saved 15 million naira, that means that he has done well and done a lot of job, for him to have saved 15 million naira from the business. So that means that he didn't diversify early. Of course, he was going to diversify, but he didn't do that early. So that's some of the lessons I picked from here too. That he didn't diversify early. He grew the one that he was doing, and that one was doing very well. Then he now diversified. Okay, so it is not advisable, arguably speaking now, to just diversify if one is starting one. You just want to be here and there, want to be here and there. So he didn't grow his business that way. Okay, so don't just get comfortable. So with one success. So with one success, we should not get comfortable. Let your first business fuel your next, because growth does not stop where you win. It starts where you reinvest what you have won. Okay, so that is number 4. Number 4 is diversify, never get comfortable. So from Center Force started Zeno. So that's diversification. Okay, so the last one, which is number 5, be ready before the opportunity comes. Okay, we should be ready before the opportunity comes. Okay, so luck does not happen, or luck does not just happen. It finds people who are ready. One of the things Otedola is known for is his ever-ready attitude. That is, he's always prepared. I mean, when I was reading the book, I could not say that he was just desperate for, I don't want to use money, for success. I mean, he was a man desperate for, desperate might not be the right word now. I'm just using that loosely. Desperate, that is, he just wanted to get things done, and want to push further and never get comfortable. So one of the things he was known for is that ready, ever ready attitude. He shared a story about being at the sports, so where he will get diesel, because they will go to where they will get the diesel to, before they will sell to the final consumers. So he now actually shared his he shared a story where he was at the depot, overseeing fuel transfer when diesel belongs to you actually mentioned somebody's name there, Wale Tinubu, somebody that at that point, it was just, okay, can you sell this, because there was a demand rather. So he actually meant the man, can you sell this diesel to me? I just bargain and all of that, and he was able to got the deal. So without hesitation, Otedola called the man and made an offer to buy, and even extra pay. So that quick decision did not come from a chance. It came from preparation meeting opportunity. So he said, and I quote, "More luck comes the way of prepared." That is, when one is prepared, it will just be like you have a luck. That's what people call luck. Oh, that guy has a luck. That girl has a luck. He said there, and I actually quoted it, that more luck comes the way of the prepared. So there is a particular study that shows that people who stay consistently prepared are more likely to spot and seize opportunities when they appear. Okay, because readiness sharpens awareness. Readiness sharpens awareness. So the lesson here is, we should not just wait to show up. We should not just wait for luck to show up, but to prepare for it. Because when we stay ready, what others call luck, we will start, calling, it would just appear to us as something that, we're prepared for. So I believe that we've learned one or two lessons from the book review that I just shared with us. So it is my pleasure to have everyone around. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much. I've learned a lot, actually. Thank you, sir.